This is Erick Becker from Cummins White, and this is our video series on new employment laws for 2021 in California. This video will focus on the expansion of rights for crime victims to take leaves of absence. This is a series of videos with an overview talking about all three new employment laws that are important for employers in California: the CFRA expansion, the COVID-19 notice requirements, and crime victims leave. So we have an overview and specific videos on each of these subjects, and I'll talk about how you can access those videos at the end of this video. But this is going to focus on the expansion of crime victims leave. So there's two aspects of this expansion. One applies to all employers, and the other only applies to employers that have more than 25 employees. So let's talk about the expansion as it applies to all employers. Current law allows victims of certain crimes, domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking, time off, leave of absence, to seek court relief. In other words, to go into court and either seek an injunction, testify, etc. The new law, effective January 1st, expands eligibility for these leaves for victims of other crimes. So the expansion now goes beyond domestic violence and sexual assault and grants people the right to take leave to seek court relief in situations where the employee has a physical injury resulting from a criminal act, or a mental injury resulting from a threat of physical injury that occurred during the criminal act, or if a family member has died as a result of a criminal act. So if the employee can show that either themselves or that themselves they had a mental injury or a physical injury, or they had a family member that died, they would be eligible for leave to seek court relief, seek an injunction, testify, etc. Now, this is true whether or not someone is arrested or prosecuted for the crime. So it doesn't matter whether somebody is arrested yet or prosecuted. If the employee needs to go to court for something related to the crime that they were subjected to, they will have rights to that leave. Under this new law, family member is very broadly defined. It can include even individuals that are not related by blood, but are close family friends or have some sort of close relationship with the family. Now, when an employee wants to take this leave, they do not have to give advance notice. As long as either the employee or someone on their behalf, a friend, another family member, provides a written explanation of the reason for the leave within a reasonable time period after the leave has started. So the employee doesn't have to come in and say, I need leave next week. It can be very quick, where they give you just a quick notice that they need leave, and then they give you the written explanation of why the leave was required. So that's the expansion of crime victims leave for all employers. Let's talk about the expansion for employers that have 25 or more employees. And similarly, the current law allowed leave for victims of domestic abuse, sexual assault, or stalking for those larger employers if they needed to take time off for medical attention for injuries suffered as a result of the abuse or assault, if they wanted to obtain services from a domestic violence shelter or other victim program, if they needed to seek mental health counseling because of mental damage resulting from the crime, or participate in safety planning, how they can protect themselves in the future. Now, the new law extends the leave eligibility for all of those different various reasons for victims of additional crimes. And again, it's the same definition as we talked about previously. If an employee has suffered a mental or physical injury or death of a family member from a crime, they would have the right to take time off for medical attention, for mental health counseling, to obtain services from some sort of victims counseling group, etc. So it is important for employers to give notice of these leave rights, whether that's the less than 25 or more than 25. And you can do that by either posting it with your regular employment posters or including these provisions in your employee handbook. It's probably the best practice to do both so that employees are aware of what leave they're eligible for. And under these leave requirements, the leave eligibility tracks pretty much with the California Family Rights Act. Employees are eligible for a leave of up to 12 weeks if they demonstrate that they are a victim of a crime and they meet the requirements here. So if you have any questions regarding crime victims leave expansion or any other new laws, you can reach me at my email or give me a phone call. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. If you're interested in looking at the other videos in this series, including the overview on all 3 new California laws, as well as the specific details regarding the CFRA expansion and COVID-19 notice requirements, you can go to our website, cwlawyers.com. Look at the front page, the very top, there's a menu bar that says articles and then says videos. Click on videos, scroll down to labor and employment videos, and you will find the other videos in this series. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Erick Becker with Cummins White.